Good morning, Catherine here. Today is going to be my last day with long hair because it has gotten long enough for me to list. It has gotten long enough for me to send it to either wigs for kids or locks of love. So that's why I left it long and kind of just hanging down here today. I had to wash my hair twice this morning because I didn't quite understand the instructions, and I had put softener in it, or detangler rather, and so here it is. It'll be going to about up to here. That'll be gone, and uh, while I like the long hair, I do. It is a pain in the butt. And I wake up in the morning and it's wrapped up around, my armpits, and you're just like, oh my gosh, how can I get out of my bed? And uh, forever I'd heard that, oh, it makes women look old and blah, blah, blah. And to tell you the truth, I am old. I'm 71, for God's sakes. I can have my hair the way I want it. But I did grow it this long so that I could do uh, uh, a wig for a child. So that's what I'm doing. Anyway, today I'm going to get a cut. And how they do it is they like this much and they clip it. And then they take this much and they clip it. So it will be an interesting thing. Maybe I'll film it. I don't know. We'll see. So I want to start off today. This is going to be a first of probably many but bin hauls that I'm going to do. But my bin hauls are going to be slightly different. And let me sort of show you why. A lot of what I go to the bin for are the bits and pieces that are going on this hat right here. Okay. Now I've been working on this hat for about 6 months. I got it at the bins and it had a couple of stains on it, which never bothers me because I know that I'm going to be covering stains up. Okay. Basically this whole hat, a little of the green of the hat, which was like this, will peek through, and but all of the things are added, and it's this is fun for me to do. I like it. I can do it while I watch TV. I can do it in the car. I can do it everywhere, so anyway, I like doing this. And here's another one to show you that even just the smallest pieces absolutely do get used. I try to be a zero waste textile artist, and it's hard sometimes, and I'll show you why in just a minute. But let me go through. Now, we went to the bins on Monday. Today is Wednesday. I bought about 12 quilts, and so those are things that I like to sell. I like to save them. Most will be listed. Some will not, because they're going to have to go into a sort of a grunge sort of outfit looking thing, because the stains, quite frankly, just didn't come out. So, and they look old. They look dingy and they look sort of ratty a little bit, so those probably won't get listed. But everything that I do at the bins gets listed whole until I can get to the point where I can take it apart, because I have bought too many things that can be done in a day. All right, art takes time, and like I said, I won't even be ready to list this hat right here until next spring. All right, so that's just the way it is. Okay, it's just the way it is. That hat will probably start out at about $75. And I, of course, take bids that are reasonable. And I only tell you this so that if you're thinking about starting a business like this, if you're already doing a business like this and finding it a little hard sometimes to find things that you want to put into your stuff, then the Goodwill bins is a great place. I only buy, excuse me, goodness, I only source once a month. So my daughter and I go and we get stuff. She gets far less than I do. I'm always amazed at how good she is at her picking. And so I'm going to go through today one of the things that I really like to buy, and that is Indian dresses. And I don't mean American Indian, I mean Asians, and they are beautiful, beautiful works of art. And so, but those beautiful works of art often are cut to pieces whenever I get a hold of them. But the first dress that I'm going to show you is not an Indian dress, okay? It is just a regular old taffeta dress that, unless I miss my mark, I bet you this was a bridesmaid's dress. What do you think? I think so too. I think it was. So, but these types of things never stay together. Okay, they never stay together. I cut them up. But when I first saw this, and sometimes I do have an idea of what I'm going to do with something whenever I am looking at it, I decided that this would make an absolutely stunning Christmas skirt. And I don't know that I'll do anything to it. I might. But the very first thing is I'm going to take it apart, and then I'll put this into the what the hell box, and I will probably make the skirts I can make pretty quickly, even though I do everything by hand. I can make it pretty quickly, so I'll probably get that done, because I would like for it to be on the site as for Christmas. That's what I would like for it to be on the site for Christmas. So that's kind of one of those things. So I probably will not list this one whole. Most everything does get listed whole because I have to mess with an algorithm. So I try to list 2 to 3 things a day just to keep that algorithm circling. I only use Poshmark because I do. It's just easier for me to just use Poshmark. I am familiar with it. I have a certain client base there. They finally lowered their postage prices. And the thing about, if you sell on Marketplace, or some of the other ones, you have to figure out the postage. I don't want to figure out the postage. I want for it to be less than £5, and I want to be able to mail it and not think about it. So Poshmark works for me. Now on the Instagram, on Facebook, I don't really do a whole lot of TikTok, but I do have a YouTube account. And those are all been slowly marking their way toward what I do to sell things. Okay, sell things, and the creative process that I use to sell things. I don't have any gatekeeping abilities in my creative process. It's just, I'm going to show you what I do with it, and if you can do it too, boy, that's great. I hope you do, because there can't ever be enough artists in the world, right? So let's just again, that's kind of my thought process on where I list my stuff. And it's just easiest for me. Okay, it's just easiest for me. But back to what I was saying about Poshmark and the algorithm. You have to, because it is a social, well, they're all social media, but so I don't really understand their thought process on this. But it is, you have to at least list every day. You have to share your stuff every day, and you have to share other people's stuff every day. So I keep my closet under 100. I've had as much as 500 or 600 in there in the past, and I'm just slowing down as an older person and not really wanting to go quite so crazy with it. I'd love to make $1,000 a month profit on Poshmark, and one of these days I probably will get there. But we're right now we're in about the 200-300 range, to be honest with you, and that's not bad, is it? Because that's a grocery bill. That's a grocery bill. Maybe a little grocery bill, but a little groceries for a big amount of money. But so anyway, I just think anybody who wants to do this, I'd like to give you the information that I have gleaned in doing this. So this will become a skirt. Okay, this will become a skirt. Now, I'm going to show you another skirt that I will post immediately, because nothing can be done to this. It is the most gorgeous thing you've ever seen in your life. And I found it at the bins, and I cannot believe I found it at the bins. But if my research is correct, it is what is called an Indian wedding skirt. Linen, I don't know. Somebody will correct me, I'm sure. So here is this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. And so I want to move back on my couch a bit so I can kind of hold it up a little bit. So it's gorgeous. I will not take this apart because it's already fabulous as it is. I will just sell it. And this is one of the things that I get lucky at when you go to the bins, crazy things happen. The they take some bins out and then they bring bins back in and put them in their place. And so for any of you who have done it, it's crazy. It's crazy. I love it. But I am not one of those people who are going to fight the t-shirt guys or the shoe guys to get in that bin. All right, I'm not. I stand back from the bin, and whenever I see the sparkle of things like this, I will reach in between the people and I'll grab it out, because they are not looking for this. I don't think anybody's looking for it but me. So in my bins anyway. So this is kind of where I'm at with this. Now the next piece that I have, beautiful dress, gorgeous dress. And again, it's one of them that has all this fabulous, fabulous, fabulous embroidery on it. It is a nylon-y kind of thing going on here, but down at the bottom, beautiful pieces of lace and embroidery. And I love it whenever I get trims like this. This is fabulous. This is fabulous. So these are just beautiful, beautiful things. This one, I think is a small. And you can tell someone's made this, okay? They didn't bother, they made it for themselves, all right? They didn't bother to do this. So it's a small, it's gotta be a small, because I am a medium large, and I just think that this would never ever make it around. No, would not. So anyway, this one, and I just said this one, and what I meant to say is that I do not wash these. All right, I'm not going to take the chance on them, because most of them will be cut up. Some of them do get purchased for costumes, because they're really great for medieval kind of things. They're great for Halloween, and no shade for the person who spent so much time doing this, but sometimes that is what they get bought for. But this one was a gorgeous one. But and I'm kind of hoping that nobody will buy it so I can do it. So now the next one is, and this one is so pretty also. It's got beautiful, beautiful embroidery, and embroidery on the cuffs. There are just so many things that you could do with this. Now let me show you, let me tell you what. See right here? Right here? That would look so awesome on a hat. You know, like a cowboy hat or a baseball hat. So I don't really have a whole lot of reverence whenever I do this. A lot of times I do use these on caftans that I make. So these are, they'll be washed sooner or later, I'm sure. But these are the things. Now we go all the way down to the bottom, and this has, see, like that? Ooh, gosh, that's pretty, isn't it? That's just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Ooh, so nice. All right, this is, I don't really, I know what it is, but I know what it's used for, but there are two different words. One is a burda, and one is sorry. So again, they fascinate me, not enough to really look up what they're used for, because that's not really what I'm going to be selling them for. But again, in here we saw this earlier. No, maybe we didn't. Anyway, this one is, I love this. I think it's so pretty. I just think that's so pretty. So this is a single. It's probably about 12 foot long. Now, this one, this is the heaviest dress. And to show you why I cut things up, all of these, let me see, if someone, this is, all right, this is the neck of this dress. All right, this is why I had to spend $250 this time. Everything was so heavy. As you can see, some of them don't have this thing. I will cut all of these off, and I will use them in other pieces. Oh, more than likely hats. More than likely hats. And this one, though, has the most lovely little crest or crown. I don't know what you want to call that. But, and it has it all over the skirt, the front of the skirt anyway, the front of the skirt also. So this one is a big candidate for me cutting it right about here and making it into a skirt. Now there is a lot under the skirt, all of this, and that probably won't go into the skirt, but it will go into something else. But this is kind of, you know, this would become probably almost immediately, I will cut it into a skirt and get that skirt done, because it looks like a Christmas skirt to me too. So that's sort of where I'm at with that one. But it's heavy. It's heavy. I bet it weighs 10 pounds. Now this next one is, and I don't know what, but I think when they're wearing these clothes, I've watched videos on them wearing these clothes. They wrap it all around themselves. Well, that's kind of what this is. So this one, though, I thought had the most stunning, some of the most stunning, just, and I tend to call heavy things embroidery, and these things as just trim, but really pretty trim. And then up here, the trim goes, and this would maybe be the over part of the skirt. You can see that it is heavily embellished. And that fascinates me. Do you know how much you'd have to pay for this? If you purchased it as trim, you would pay so much, probably $30, $40, $50 a yard, if not more. So, you know, whenever you find these things, or whenever I find these things, I do not mess around. I grab them. I'm not willing to fight the t-shirt guy, but I'm willing to grab in between them. So this is just one of those things that, and I may not list this one because I can't really quite figure out how to show it. So, you know, it's one of those things. You have to make these decisions when you're making them. Now, the next one is an oddity. But I think what it is, let me sit back again. It has flaps in the front. Okay, flaps in the front. And I just think this would be so much fun to wear, maybe at a festival or somewhere that the dress is something else. I also think you could probably take a gold lame skirt, a long gold lame skirt, and make a skirt, you know, and a big one, and wear this over it. Oh, it would be so gorgeous, so pretty. So, but a lot of these has a really great, not that one, let me show you another one. Okay. This thing right here, I could definitely cut these apart and use them on shirts and caftans and really fun stuff. So let's see, I have one more left. Yes, one more left, and then we'll be done. But this one is a little more typical of what I find in the bins. And it is again, it has the chiffony fabric, which is difficult for me to figure out what to do with that stuff, but it has great buttons on it. And down at the bottom, which is what I really caught my eye, was this, because I like bright colors. So that is fabulously gorgeous. And a lot of times I will cut each and every one of those pieces out. Now, when I do it, I have a teeny little pair of scissors, little sharp points on them. And that's what I use to do this. And whenever I do it, so that you'll know to do it, sometimes, like with this, I will go around the entire piece on the edges where the fabric is, and I will put fray check on it. And so you want to cut just outside. So some of that pink would probably still be showing whenever I cut it. And then I very carefully separate the pieces. And of course they're already fray checked, so they're a little bit stiff. And so if you, just in case you take a nick, then you can fix it, you know, with another little bit of fray check, or it won't ravel apart is what I'm trying to get at with all this yakking. It won't ravel apart. So these are the things that I wanted to show you in this, really and truly one of my I think maybe I've done a haul video maybe once before, but these haul videos that I want to show you are going to come in some different categories. Number one of, well, if the ones that I can find these, then I will always do a haul video on these because I just think these are so beautiful. And I also do lace. Now, for the longest time, I was only getting white lace, and I thought I'd dye it. I'll dye this the color I need. Well, upon looking at it, there's all kind of funky colors of lace at the bins. So I've gotten some aqua, some blue, certainly black, red, pink, purple, very, very different colors, and cutting those apart are a video on its own. Okay, so I just want to make sure that, you know, you don't think I'm holding back on you. But lace is one of the things that I definitely, lace dresses, lace shorts, lace jackets, all those things I definitely do go for, because some of them are just absolutely beautiful, just beautiful. Sheets, I do buy sheets, but I don't ever list the sheets because I go through the sheets so quickly. I make a sort of a big baggy, not unlike the thing that I have on right now, shirt, and I generally decorate that with other things. But I do make a lot of skirts out of sheets, and so that's kind of a fun thing for me to find at the bins. And but I never list them anymore. I used to, but I don't anymore because I kind of go through them so fast. And then the last thing is quilts. I buy a lot of quilts, and I sell a lot of quilts, but I also cut apart a lot of quilts. And one of the things that I think I referred to earlier in this video was I buy ratty quilts, the quilts sometimes that people just pass by. I buy as many quilts as are in the bin. As a matter of fact, people will start to give me the quilts once they realize that my basket is this tall with quilts, because for them, they want a perfect quilt, and I don't care if it's a perfect quilt. I don't care. It can be grungy, it can be dirty, it can be everything that's bad, and I will still take the quilt. Now I am still, we were there Monday, today is Wednesday, I'm still washing quilts. So I picked up enough bedspreads. I do, I'll probably do quilts differently than I do bedspreads, because I want to show you some of the things that you can do with bedspreads that you don't maybe think about, you know, some easy things that you could do with bedspreads. And so these are some of the things that you're going to find in my videos. Again, if you have any questions about how to start a project or where to get any sort of ideas, or to get any patterns, if you'll leave a note for me in the comments, I will answer you back, and I will tell you where I find things that I can copy, and I can even tell you where to find the centimeter to inches, and because I'm bad at it. But so that, thank God for the internet. Well, this is me. I'm signing out. Again, any questions, if you'll just put them down in the comments, I will answer them and give you any information that you want, give you any sort of answers that I can. And if I can't right away, more than likely it will click in as the researcher that I am, and will start making me be very, very, very interested in trying to find that answer for you. Goodbye. I'll see you later.